to break. So instead we thought we'd focus on a little bit about the upcoming figures on the labour market and job figures in America. And with positive economic data coming in across Europe and optimistic views about job figures due out later, is this a good time to be starting a new retail business, or indeed setting up a company targeting high earners in Wall Street or the City of London? Well, Peter Barnett, our guest, has done just that, selling hand-tailored and rather outlandish, can I say, formal shirts, Peter. Now, you're doing this in both the UK and the US,
yes,
with lots of different job losses in the finance sector and not so much cash floating around. Is Eccentric Shirts doing okay, or...?
Well, we're fairly new business, so it's early days, but we've been very encouraged by the reaction that we've had. But I think the only people who haven't got the cash are the governments, still propping up the finance sector.
Okay, and they're not who you're aiming for. Of course, you're wearing one of your shirts. You've got a couple on display there. They are pretty bright. Is there a truth, do you think, that quality always sells? Yours are handmade shirts, upwards from $75. Do you think quality always sells, or in a recession is everybody really struggling, including the luxury brands?
No, quality will always sell, I think, regardless of what's happening out there in the markets. But also, from the UK perspective, we're very good with originality. And I think we get that message across quite well as a nation, whether it's Europe or North America.
And from what your retail figures, early indications, though they may be, and you're going online, that you've launched just this week,
yes,
early indications about what you think in America, the confidence levels, they've got their job figures coming out later. Are you expecting that to be are you optimistic about those figures?
I am, yes, because we've noticed a lot of interest. We had an online American website company who mentioned us in their London launch only last week. And although we were expecting to get a lot of interest from the London market, we also got a lot from America, which we weren't expecting. And that was a fantastic surprise for us, which will lead, obviously, into increased sales and exports to America.
Okay, because things are pretty tough out there, and I mentioned the price of your shirts. Now, they are fairly outlandish. I mean, we in Britain are known to be fairly conservative, even in the City of London down the road. You see the red braces, but a lot of white shirts around. Is this the sort of thing that you would expect people to wear formally for work?
No, I wouldn't necessarily expect people in the city to wear these for work. Certainly not like this. But we do have work shirts with eccentric twists built into them, inside the collar and inside the cuffs. And those can be worn at work. But also, you say that we're fairly conservative as a nation. But if you think back to the era, or the punk era, where originality was something that we did rather well.
Okay, and I know one of your designs you've not got here is Australian surfboarders. This is all, I think, the one you're wearing close up has American drinks labels on it,
yes,
by the look of it.
This is a sort of retro drink bottle tops. So there's got anything from soda through to cola.
All right, and very briefly, what sells it well in America, and the more conservative or the more outrageous?
Well, the orders that we've had so far have been a mixture.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much indeed, Peter. Well, that was Peter Barnett of the eccentricshirts.com. Thanks for being with us today, very kind of you. Okay.